Who claimed that the noises they were hearing was nothing more than the sounds of the storm coming in from the outside. So she made her way inside the room to prove that there was nobody in there, leaving the young couple to stand outside, waiting. Until Mary was heard screaming at the top of her lungs. The landlord ran upstairs as quickly as he could, and as he got upstairs, he noticed that Mary was standing in the room staring up at this peculiar spot with a look of horror etched on her face. He managed to get her out of the room, but she just continued to stare up at this peculiar spot. After a while, reports began to fly around Edinburgh about the supposed haunted hotel it was at number 17, and it caught the attention of a divinity student, a man by the name of Andrew Muir, who claims there was no such thing as ghosts. What a pity. So he wrote a letter to the landlord requesting to spend one night in the unfriendly room. The landlord agreed, but on one condition. He was to go into the room with two bells. One bell should he ring if he saw something that terrified him, and another bell should he ring if he was in grave and mortal danger. The pair shook hands, and the landlord made his way to bed. And just as he began to drift himself off to sleep and put the nightmares of this whole situation behind him, just as he closed his eyes, he heard the sound of he's seen something. He gets out of his bed and he makes his way along the corridor just as he hears the Not only has he seen something, he was in grave and mortal danger, so the landlord got to the room as quickly as he could, only to find that as he tried to open the door, Andrew has been locked inside the room. Not only was Andrew locked in, but the landlord was locked out. So he grabs the doorknob and he clutches it, and using all the strength that he has in himself, he backs up and barges his way on the inside of the room, where he finds, standing in the room, staring up at this peculiar spot with a look of horror etched on his face, clutching both bells in his hands, Andrew, with a look of horror on his face. He gets as close as he can to Andrew, and each step he takes inside the room, he feels the room get more and more uncomfortably cold. And just as he reaches Andrew, he puts his hand on his shoulder and he says, "Andrew." And that's when Andrew's head fell into his chest. He was scared to death. Nobody knows what Andrew Muir or Mary Brewster saw in that room. They took that secret to their graves. The landlord then closed off number 17 and never opened it up ever again. But folks, Buildings in Edinburgh change, businesses change, street numbers change, houses change, landlords change. Number 17 today could be a hotel, a youth hostel, an Airbnb, or a tourist attraction.